What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? On December 2nd, 2025, the NBA gave us one of the most compelling answers to that question all season long. But here's the thing, and this is what most casual fans missed. This game wasn't just about the final score. It wasn't just about Thunder 124, Warriors 112. This game was a masterclass in basketball evolution. It was a statement about where the NBA is headed. And it was a heartbreaking reminder of what happens when injuries collide with ambition. I'm going to break down exactly what went down in San Francisco, why it matters more than the headline suggests, and what this tells us about the 2025-26 NBA season. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this Thunder team is genuinely scary, why the Warriors situation is more complex than people realize, and what real basketball fans should be watching for going forward. Let's dive in. The narrative nobody's talking about, when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander stepped onto the court at the Chase Center, he wasn't just playing basketball. He was making a statement. 38 points. That's not a stat line. That's a declaration. But here's where the mainstream sports commentary completely misses the boat. Everyone's focused on the points. Everyone's excited about the highlights. But the real story is deeper than that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is becoming something we haven't seen in the NBA in years. A complete player operating at an MVP caliber level while also being the consummate team player. Let me explain what I mean. Personal story. The evolution of a superstar. What separates good players from great players? It's not always the scoring. I watched Shai's career progression over the past few seasons, and what's remarkable is his willingness to evolve. 3 years ago, he was talented but inconsistent. 2 years ago, he was a star, but now he's something different. He's a leader. That crucial three-pointer with 3:34 remaining, that wasn't just shot-making. That was championship DNA. When the Warriors started their comeback, when they made it close, when Golden State's experience was showing, Shai stepped up. That's the mark of a generational talent. The Thunder's balanced attack, but Shai didn't do it alone, and that's the real story here. Jalen Williams dropped 22 points and 6 assists. Chet added 21 points and 8 rebounds with that crucial go-ahead three-pointer with 6:02 left. Think about that for a second. The Thunder didn't need Shai to score 50. They didn't need one player to carry the entire load. That's what separates contenders from pretenders. That I've been covering the NBA for years, and I can tell you, when you have 3 separate scorers all capable of stepping up at crucial moments, when you have the kind of depth that allows you to rotate your offensive burden, you have something special. The Thunder aren't just winning games. They're winning them the right way. The Warriors' desperate comeback, that wasn't quite enough. Now. Here's where Golden State showed me something important. The Warriors, despite everything being stacked against them, injuries, missing their superstar, playing at home against the best team in the league, they still fought back. They still made this game competitive. In the second half, they cut the lead to 1 point. Pat Spencer hit a crucial three-pointer. Brandon Podziemski, who had to step into a bigger role, hit a clutch buzzer beater to end the third quarter, pulling the Warriors within 3 at 91-88. Seth Curry, playing in his Warriors debut after being waived for financial reasons and then brought back, added 14 points. Gary Payton, too, showed why he's still valuable with 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. This tells me something crucial. The Warriors aren't done. Not even close. The lesson in resilience. Here's my personal take after watching this game multiple times. Golden State proved they can still compete with anyone, even in the worst-case scenario. Imagine if Steph Curry had been healthy. Imagine if Jimmy Butler's knee hadn't become an issue. Imagine if they had their full roster. That's not making excuses. That's understanding context. And context matters in basketball. But Golden State also learned something important in this loss, and maybe it's something they needed to learn. They learned that even with all their adjustments, even with all their depth, they need their stars healthy. They can't rely on everybody playing at 70% capacity. Why Stephen Curry's absence matters more than you think, let me be very clear about something. The Warriors lost this game without their most important player. Stephen Curry is sidelined with a bruised left quadriceps and muscle strain. He was already out one game. He sat out this one too. And here's the thing. When you lose someone like Steph Curry in today's NBA, you're not just losing a scorer. You're losing an entire dimension of your offense. I want to tell you why this matters beyond just this one game. Asterisk personal insight. What makes Steph Curry special? Asterisk. I've watched Steph Curry transform the NBA over the past decade. And what people don't fully appreciate is that his gravity, his mere presence on the court, changes how defenses operate. Teams defend differently when Curry is on the floor. They space out more. They worry about three-pointers from 40 feet away. Defenders have to make different choices. When Curry sits out, suddenly every opponent's defensive strategy changes. The Warriors become a different team. And yes, they can still win without him. But they lose something fundamental that in this game against the Thunder, Golden State's half-court offense looked stalled. They couldn't generate the same type of movement, the same type of rhythm. Part of that is the Thunder's exceptional defense. But part of it is simply Curry's absence. The Jimmy Butler wrench in the plans. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Butler played in the first half, but left with a sore left knee, aggravated when he cut awkwardly under the basket. The man is a professional. He's a legitimate two-way contributor. When he goes out, another piece of the puzzle disappears. But here's what frustrated me watching this. Butler started despite being questionable with a bruised glute muscle from Saturday's win against the Pelicans. The Warriors essentially gambled, and they lost that gamble. This is a coaching decision I'd want to discuss with Steve Kerr. Was it worth risking Butler's health in a game against the best team in the league? I understand the competitive spirit. I understand wanting to compete. But sometimes the smart play is the cautious play. The silver lining. Seth Curry's remarkable return, but you know what gave me hope watching this game? Seth Curry. Seth Curry was brought in off the street, literally. He was with Golden State for training camp, waived for financial reasons, and then re-signed Monday. And he comes into his debut and scores 14 points. He makes clutch shots. He gets a standing ovation from the crowd. That's professionalism. That's what happens when you have a player with championship experience who knows what it takes to compete at the highest level. Curry's performance reminded me that the Warriors have more depth than people give them credit for. They have pieces. They have veterans. They have guys who've won before. What this game tells us about the 2025-26 season. All right. So let's zoom out. This is one game. Thunder wins 124-112. Final score. But what does this actually mean for the rest of the season? The Thunder are legitimate contenders. First of all, let's not dance around it. Oklahoma City is scary good. 21 wins and 1 loss. That's the best record in the league. And this wasn't a fluke victory over a healthy Warriors team. This was the Thunder dismantling a Warriors team at home, in their arena, even while Golden State was fighting back desperately. The Thunder have weapons. They have depth. They have coaching. Mark Daigneault has done an incredible job. They have a culture that emphasizes defense and team basketball. In my opinion, and I'm willing to put this out there, the Thunder are the favorite to come out of the Western Conference. Not the Lakers. Not the Warriors when healthy. The Thunder. Why this matters. The West is up for grabs. But here's what makes this even more interesting. The Western Conference is wide open in a way it hasn't been in years. That you've got Denver with Jokic, but struggling at 14-6. Minnesota at 13-8 with solid momentum. LA Lakers at 15-5 on the other side. Portland seemingly competitive at 8-13, and Golden State still figuring it out at 11 inches past years. One or two teams dominated the conversation. This year, we genuinely don't know who's going to be standing at the end. The Warriors' identity crisis. This brings me to Golden State. And I want to be really honest here because I think the national narrative is getting it wrong. The Warriors aren't falling apart. They're not washed up, but they are experiencing an identity crisis, and that's different. When you've won 4 championships in 8 years, when you've been the standard bearers of excellence, suddenly playing .500 basketball in early December is jarring. It's disorienting. But here's what I know about this Warriors team. They know how to win. They have the infrastructure. They have the talent. Curry, when healthy, is still one of the best players in the league. The question isn't, will the Warriors recover? The question is, who will they be when fully healthy? The unsung heroes nobody's talking about. Let me tell you about the players who didn't make the highlights, but made a real difference. Asterisk, asterisk, Chet Holmgren's two-way dominance. Asterisk, asterisk, Chet Holmgren finished with 21 points and 8 rebounds. But that doesn't tell the full story. Holmgren is becoming one of the most impactful defenders in the NBA. His length bothers people. His timing on blocks is elite. And now he's developing into a legitimate scoring threat. I watched this game with a specific focus on Holmgren. And what struck me is how he's evolved from a prospect to a legitimate rotation cornerstone. Teams are going to have to game plan around him. Asterisk, asterisk, Pat Spencer's emergence. Asterisk, asterisk, Pat Spencer matches career high with 17 points and 6 assists. This is a kid who wasn't supposed to be playing significant NBA minutes this early in his career. But Golden State's injury situation forced his hand. And you know what? He showed up. That's the kind of thing that either kills a young player's confidence or builds it. I'm betting this experience builds Spencer's confidence. I'm betting he's going to be better because of this game. Asterisk, asterisk, Brandon Podziemski's steadiness. Asterisk, asterisk, Podziemski hit that buzzer beater that ended the third quarter. 17 points total. And here's what I appreciate about Podziemski. He's the kind of player who doesn't put up gaudy numbers, but always seems to be in the right place at the right time. He hit clutch threes. He was steady when the team needed steadiness. That's a professional basketball player doing his job. Asterisk, asterisk, how Mark Daigneault outcoached Steve Kerr. This time. Asterisk, asterisk, I want to talk about coaching because this is where the real game happens. Mark Daigneault came into Chase Center with a game plan, and he executed it nearly perfectly. He had his team defending at an elite level. He wasn't letting the Warriors get comfortable. He was forcing role players to beat him instead of Curry. Steve Kerr, on the other hand, was working with half a roster. He had to adjust on the fly. He had to figure out rotations without his stars. And honestly, he did a decent job. The Warriors came back. They made it competitive, but Daigneault had more weapons, a healthier roster, and a team fully ready to go. This is what separates the great coaching moments from the good ones. When everything clicks, when your game plan meets your execution, meets your personnel. Daigneault had all three. Kerr had personnel issues. Asterisk, asterisk, what happens next? Asterisk, asterisk, the Thunder host Dallas on Friday. This is an important game because Dallas is no joke. The Mavericks, with Luka Doncic, are capable of any given night. The Warriors begin a 3-game road trip Thursday at Philadelphia. This is critical. If Golden State can win on the road against tough competition while Curry is still out, it tells us they have real resilience. Asterisk, asterisk, my predictions, asterisk, asterisk, here's what I think happens. 1. The Thunder win again Friday. I think they're the best team in the league right now, and I think they prove it repeatedly. Point 2. The Warriors split their road trip, proving they're competitive but not quite ready to dethrone anyone. Point 3. Steph Curry returns healthy. And suddenly we have a different conversation about the Warriors. Point 4. This game becomes a footnote in a larger story. Either the Thunder's march to a championship or the Warriors' ultimate resurrection. Asterisk, asterisk, what this game really teaches us, asterisk, asterisk, let me bring this all together, because I think there's a real lesson here for anyone who cares about basketball, competition, or just life in general. Asterisk, asterisk, the difference between talented and dominant. Asterisk, asterisk, the Warriors are talented. They have some of the best basketball minds ever assembled. They have depth. They have experience. But the Thunder aren't just talented, they're dominant. And the difference is coherence. It's about everyone executing at the same time. It's about having multiple scoring threats so the opponent never knows who to focus on. It's about defense that never takes a possession off. The Thunder are the more dominant team right now. The Warriors are talented, but dealing with circumstances. Asterisk, asterisk, the lesson. Injury is part of the game, but so is resilience. Asterisk, asterisk, Steph Curry is out. Jimmy Butler tweaked his knee. Seth Curry just re-signed. The Warriors played without their best player and still made it a game. That's resilience. That's the hallmark of a real competitor. But it's also a reminder that in sports, like in life, you don't always get to play with your full hand. Sometimes you're dealt a difficult situation. What matters is how you respond. Golden State responded decently. They didn't win, but they competed. And there's honor in that. Asterisk, asterisk, the final takeaway, asterisk, asterisk, here's what I want you to take from this video. The Thunder are the team to beat. The Warriors are wounded, but not defeated. In this game, while won by Oklahoma City, tells us that the NBA is wide open right now. The team that stays healthy, that keeps its core intact, that maintains its identity. That team will be playing in June. For the Thunder, that's a genuine possibility. For the Warriors, that possibility still exists, but the clock is ticking. And for everyone else, pay attention to both of these teams over the next few months, because one of them, probably both, will be in the finals. That's the real story of Thunder 124, Warriors 112. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments. Do you think the Thunder can maintain this pace? Are the Warriors going to be fine when fully healthy? I'd love to hear what you think, because at the end of the day, that's what makes sports great. The conversation, the debate, the discussion of what's actually happening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.